Hello, welcome to another video from Radarr, and in this video it's gonna be the first part in a series of videos where I'm going to be talking to you about how to self-host. Like, you've probably heard me talking to you if I've met you in person, or you've heard online about self-hosting, and you're probably wondering, like, why do you want to do it? What's the point? What's the whole concept of this? And you know, that's what this series is going to be about. Like, how do you go from starting to pick a device all the way to installing your apps, maintaining it, putting practices in so that you don't break your device? Because I've been there. Like, a few years ago, I kind of did a bad update or something. Did a bad upgrade of Ubuntu, and my whole operating system went into recovery mode, and I didn't know what to do to fix it. So, you know, number one thing is this is going to cover everything in this series, and you know, I'm just doing it because it's a way for me to know what I've done, so I can relook at these videos in case I break my system, and I know how I set it up. Probably won't need to, but it's just there. Sorry, it is just there as a backup for me, but also to tell you what's going on. And so this series will be an end-part series, as I said. Or I don't know how long it's going to be. Hopefully not too long, but it's going to cover like everything from device picking to installing the operating system to installing the apps that you might want that I use, or that you might want to use, etc. You know, basically it's going to cover everything. I've not really seen a tutorial series on YouTube that has covered this kind of detail, so I just thought I might do it anyways because someone's got to do it, and I thought I might be the this is something that I thought I might do. You know, nothing's ever going to be complete, so we'll see how far this gets. Now let's get to the why. So, why would you want to self-host is the factor here that you might be thinking. Well, actually, why is because two main things: privacy and control over your own data. That's the key thing. You can control what data goes in, what data you send to other companies, and that's it. Then they can't hold it against you. They can't tell you to not use their services. And that's the great thing about self-hosting, and obviously ones that are also open source as well. Because you get to choose what you want to use and what you don't want to use, and you get to choose what data you send to companies and what data you don't send to companies. Now, there was an incident a couple of years ago in 2022 that literally talked about this and was like, bah, I don't like this. So Google decided to investigate this dad who was taking images of his toddlers, of his toddlers, like of his sons, like things, and his account got blocked and banned, and he was locked out and he couldn't do anything about it. And this was flagged by AI. Now, AI is more prevalent these days, and you know, I don't know what to trust, because they're going to have some parts of me, they're going to know about me, etc. So it's just difficult to know. It's just difficult to know what these guys are going to say, what these guys are going to do, and I'd rather not take the thing and host my own data so that I know that I won't be blocked out, is what the thing is. And why did it take 10 months to conclude? But why did they refuse to reinstate his accounts too? This makes no sense. If you've got everything logged in with Gmail, you're kind of screwed. What do you do? Well, see, I have no idea. But obviously, this is America, so I don't know what the UK laws have against this and what Google can do in the UK. But you know, it is what it is for that guy. But I have my own cloud storage solution. I have my own app, so I'm covered for that kind of fun of private pictures, photos, etc. So look, what do I use? what do I use? See, what I actually run is I run what's called a Think Center. I run what's called a Think Center M720Q. It is a very compact device, and it's just a it's a very nice device actually. It comes with an i5 8500T processor. You know, it's got, and you can put whatever RAM and storage you want in it. I've got 16 gigabytes of storage RAM and about a terabyte SSD and another 4 terabyte SSD. If you're from the University of Nottingham, then you know what this is. These are there in the main lab area. For uni work, horrible. As a server, fantastic. You know, I'll put a 4 terabyte SSD in this drive bay. And got 2 RAM slots here for the 16 gigs and a terabyte SSD. It is fantastic for what it does, for what I need it to do. And I won't need to upgrade my server in like years. If I need to upgrade my server, it'll be because I need more storage versus I need more compute power. That's going to be the thing. But I'll think about that in the future, you know? That's going to be for the future. So, one of the key things that I run on a daily basis is I run something called Nextcloud. Now, Nextcloud is fantastic. The guys that have built and designed this are amazing. Oh? Okay, I did not know this. I will have a look at Nextcloud Hub 8 and see what they have, because I'm still on Nextcloud Hub 7. Anyways, how did I find out today? But, anyways, they've done a brilliant job on this. So, well, what is Nextcloud? Well, it's your own cloud storage solution, where you can store your files, you can store, you know, whatever you want on it. I have approximately 600 gigabytes of cloud storage here. Lector 400 is used for the operating system, plus, you know, other bits and bobs that I want to save space for. I don't know what I might have in the future, so I'm saying about 600 gigs. That's why I'm limited to 600 gigs, but who in the right world would have more than 600 gigs of cloud storage? Is what I'm thinking about. But anyways, I can have basically anything. So like for example, I have like I've got my own like, you know, Google Docs built right in. It's a bit sluggish, it's a bit slow, but like, hey, at least I have it. At least it's there. At least I control the data for this. At least it's there. Although you can use offline apps like LibreOffice, etc., MicroOffice, but this is there in a pinch when I need it. You know, I have a Fighters app for my fighters, which is also stored in here too, because it's the same thing, just viewed differently. You know, there's notes. The notes app. What else do you want from it? Got sync to your phone too. I have a forms thing which I've used before to, you know, create forms and stuff. There's polls, there's tasks, there's a cookbook which I've used extensively during uni, and it's been my number one use case. There's passwords. You know, I'm not going to show my passwords, but it is linked to my browser here, and it's easy autofill, etc. You know, see, passwords is another key thing. I don't want LastPass, 1Password, NordPass, etc. knowing my passwords. I know it's encrypted, etc. They might fail this thing, but whenever they get hacked, they have my data. The hackers have my data. I know they're not going to try and you know, decrypt it because it's going to take years, but it's like they still have it. Here, I have it. Yes, I have it stored right here. You know, it's very difficult for someone to find what, you know, and hack it. And if they do, then that's a problem. But unlikely. You know, it's very unlikely. Then they have the basic Nextcloud calendar and contacts, which I do sync all of my contacts on. I'm obviously not going to show my contacts, but you get the idea. It's contacts. it's contacts. You know, and then obviously the other key thing is universal search. This is just brilliant for searching for very different things. So, yeah, the next thing is, of course, would be my Jellyfin instance. Like, this has all my media that I watch on a daily basis. Like, I'm currently watching The Good Doctor. Great show, by the way. At least in my opinion. You know, it's brilliant. But I have it here versus trying to buy it off of Amazon, or trying to buy it off of you know, off of whatever other online platform. You know, including my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite shows. You know, this being one of my all-time favorite, actually, these two, and my childhood favorite shows too. But the point is, it's brilliant. This is an easy way to store your content. I have a 4 terabyte storage for this. Then obviously you need to get your media somehow. That's where Prowlarr, Radarr, Qbit, and Sonarr comes in. These Prowlarr and Sonarr is basically the same thing, just one's for movies, one's for TV shows. And this one is, of course, for Radarr and Sonarr is the two that you have. This is indexes for your torrent sites. This is your getting your movies sort of thing. You can search for movies here too. Like, I don't know, I want to watch Cars, the original Cars movie. So I'll search for it, and then, okay, no, I clicked the wrong button. So, you know, I want to search for Cars. And there you go. I can now request this Cars movie. Obviously, I'm not going to, because I don't want to watch it now. But the better tool is, of course, Overseerr. No single sign-on. We're working on it. We'll be still on for this app soon as well. But the other thing is this. You know, and this is simple. It's a request management system. You go in here and you click whatever you want, like, I don't know, I want to watch this. Or, actually, I'm not going to watch this in the cinema, so I want to request this. And whenever this movie comes out, online, through torrent sites, I will have it, because I requested it. And that movie gets transferred into Radarr. And whereas inside King, there we go. And when it becomes available, it will be there. And it's literally that simple. Obviously, there's a whole load of processes to set it up as well, which I'll talk through in one of the other parts. And then, of course, comes Gitea, which is, as I said, which is my hub alternative. It's basically a hub that you run yourself. There's actions as well. It does a lot more things. There's a lot more to it that you can do. But I just left it like this because it's really it. And you might wonder why I use it. Well, I only use it just so that I can host projects that I don't want other people coming into and make pull requests to. That's what it started out being. But I'll see how far I get with it. My portfolio's on here too. You might see this on my website. You might see me linking this on my website and so on and so forth. Well, that is Gitea. Well, what's next? Okay, well, another important thing for me that I really have used quite a bit now, is BookStack. Also logged in via single sign-on. But this app is my one-stop shop, literally one-stop shop for notes. For note-taking my blogs. You know, this is where my blog post is. Literally. It's my ideas. It's where the things go before that. Obviously, it does a lot more, right? There's a lot more things you can do with it. I don't know why this is there. Where is delete? Confirm. Yes, I don't want it in there. But anyways, this is where it's gonna house. If I decide to put more things in there, like more guides for me to see how to run this thing and how to maintain it, I might do that in the future. But for now, this is the case. So, sorry, pardon me. And then the other thing I run is, of course, is Firezone. Now, like, what is Firezone? Firezone is your own VPN kind of thing. Like you've heard of all the things about, oh look, we're in a public Wi-Fi at some place, you know, at a cafe. It's not very secure. Blah blah blah. All the data you send to it is going to be it can be intercepted by a hacker, or it can be seen via the cafe owner, right? Yeah, it's a misconception that has been told quite a lot. Tom Scott did a video on this. I'll Google that to find out more information about what actually the main benefits of a VPN are. If you want to know more detail about it. But in general, if you see HTTPS padlock, then any data sent to it is completely encrypted. So no one can see what the data you sent to it is. Right? No one can see the data that you're sending to that server. Right? That's the key thing here. Obviously, if you're uploading some information to Google, Google knows the data, but not some middleman. Right? That's what HTTPS is for, and that's what SSL encryption is for. But then what's the VPN for? Well, a VPN is so that you can, usually it's used so that you can, you know, pretend. Well, now it's used so you can pretend that you're in a different location. But in actual fact, it's so that you can access the company network. That's what it was built for, the private network, so that you virtually access a company network to access company services like company in-house servers, etc. That's what it's used for. But also these days, it's the security side. But what security side is left? Well, these days it's just so that, you know, you don't want a middleman trying to see what websites you visit, right? You don't want them knowing what websites you visit and things like that. You don't want them knowing that you visit your bank, for example, right? That's the kind of key thing that you don't want them knowing. You might not want to know it, but hey, see, since you're self-hosting this, and you're self-hosting Ubuntu apps, you can do it anyway. Why not? Go for it. Go mad. That's where Firezone comes in. So Firezone is your one-stop shop to basically. Let me show you this one more time. It's your one-stop shop to your own VPN connection. If I just sign in now with my Nextcloud again. Basically, it's the way to do this. You know, it's just so you can access your own VPN connection. Once you've got that connection under Linux, you can under Linux you can add a wireguard VPN like this, or you do whatever you need to do for your phone, Mac, Windows, etc. But it's not that difficult. WireGuard is built straight into the kernel for Linux, so you're basically good to go for that. And the last thing is, right? And you know, what is Cockpit? Cockpit is your central management system to manage your whole thing, right? Because see, maybe you're in a place where you don't have access to a terminal, where you can do, you know, where you can, you know, SSH in and then run, you know, btop. Maybe you can't do this, and if you can't do this, that is, you know, that might be a bad thing. But obviously that's something that you don't want to do. But how do you get access to that in a browser or on a computer where you don't have access to a terminal? You can't SSH. Well, that is where Cockpit comes in. So if you just type in your username and password, and this would be your username and password that you would use to log into your server. The same username and password. Right, okay, troubleshooting means running Chrome. Because sometimes it doesn't like using Firefox. I have no idea why. But yes, nope. But you get to see logs. You get to see, you know, CPU usage, what things are running, etc. What services are going on. Who's got an account on here, you know? Mainly me, you know. There's a whole boatload of stuff, software updates, without ever having to, you know, without ever having to enter the terminal, you know. Oh, you need a terminal? Well, here's the terminal in the browser. Oh, and you want to run virtual machines? Like you might run a virtual machine for you know, on a VM for something? Well, here you go. Here's a VM. And here's Ubuntu running on a browser, running on the same server. So it's Ubuntu inside of Ubuntu, you know? Oh, and you can do it through a desktop viewer too. And that's where this comes in, because I don't want to expose this port, so that's why this exists, and that is where the VPN comes in, so you can do it like this. See, this is now Ubuntu. And guess what? It's fantastic. Like, what else? And the last thing is, because I could, I integrated my website editor into single sign-on. Because I could. And I felt like it. You know, there's so many other things that you can do with this. And this portal that I'm using right now is from JumpCloud. It's a single sign-on provider. It's what I use now to link all my accounts, basically, all the ones that I can. So anything that doesn't have this kind of like little icon on it is single sign-on, meaning I don't need a username and password. Like, this is going to come soon. This Radarr, Sonarr, and Prowlarr are coming. We don't know when, but it is coming. Qbit, I have no idea, but you know, this thing doesn't even need a single sign-on. You know, there's no need for it. Listen, Sonarr, Radarr, and Prowlarr, maybe I'll still want it. And this is just my page that I built myself, just to see what's taking up so much storage. But although I have 3.4 terabytes left, so I am perfectly fine. You know. And well, yeah. Well, that's it for this video, because you know, this is the introduction, and this is what I want. See, at the end of the day, these are what I use, and what I use is just a guide on what you might want to use. If you don't want to use any of these apps, then that's fine. Don't use it. If you don't think you want to use Gitea because you are happy putting it on GitHub or GitLab, fantastic. Don't put it on GitHub or GitLab. I mean, sorry, don't use this and put it on GitHub or GitLab. You know, if you're happy putting it on, if you're happy not having a VPN for yourself, then don't use this. You know, if you are happy with the notes built into Nextcloud, then don't use BookStack, etc. You know, you're able to choose what you want, when you want, and what you want to run as well, and what data gets collected for it too. You know, it's all about what you want to do. Okay, now in the next part of the video is going to be how to pick a device. What price point should you look for if you're going to buy a device? What device should you use? What operating system do you need to think about? Like, do you choose Windows? Say that now. No, don't. If you want to, and what Linux distribution do you choose? You know, all you need to think about all these kind of things in consideration, and obviously the storage devices too. You know, as well, because they make a difference. But you know, well, for this video, it's over and out. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Do the usual thing. You know how to show your support. But thank you.